Hi, hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Aziz, and in this short video, I'm going to walk you through an automation project which I recently completed for one of my clients. So she actually reached out to me from the Canadian immigration sector, whereby she hosts a lot of meetings for our prospective clients. So one of the things that she wanted to achieve basically is to send is to automatically send a designed email campaign from Zoho Campaigns, right? A designed email campaign from Zoho Campaign to our attendees. So anytime she creates, basically what she wants is that anytime she creates an online meeting in a Microsoft Teams, she wants to automatically send a properly designed email campaign. Now, a notification can actually be sent to the attendees, but actually wanted a properly designed email campaign that shows her brand and what she wants to achieve. The kind of reputation she wants to portray to her clients. So the first thing she wanted is to have the notification properly designed, and whenever she creates a meeting, she wants it to be automatically sent to the attendees of that particular online meeting. Now, these are two separate applications. This will involve the Microsoft Teams, Microsoft 365 Teams, and also the Zoho Campaign application. Now, the Zoho Campaign application is a very separate software in an entirely different ecosystem from the Microsoft ecosystem. Now we have two options. One of the first option that we can make use of, if you can see my screen, the first option that we can make use of is the make.com automation platform. So the make.com automation platform can be used to integrate several applications, um, different activities from different applications. So we have the make.com and also the Zapier. Zapier also they basically do the same function. Now, the first thing I we make use of the make.com because make actually has a relatively cheaper rate than Zapier. Now they can actually do almost the same thing, but make has a relatively cheaper rate than Zapier. Now I think I've been able to show what the client wants to achieve in a broad base. Now, the goal of this is to actually have a properly designed email campaign from Zoho Campaign such that it resonates the business's brand. It resonates the business's brand and some other things that the business would like to portray as a standard business. Now, the first thing that we did is to actually um, create a make.com account. So the make.com, this is the make.com account, and then the scenario was created. The first thing is to connect. So the first thing I did basically is to connect the Microsoft calendar with the make.com such that the Microsoft calendar is able to transfer information with the make.com. So on connecting the Microsoft calendar, it is done as the trigger. So Microsoft calendar basically searches for any event. Whenever there is a new event, an event such as a meeting, for instance. So those kind of meetings are automatically they trigger this particular automation. So when a new event comes in, now mind you, the first thing she wanted to do, which is the client, what she wanted and was to have a kind of filter such that not all meetings, not all events actually sends out the email campaign. Not all events sends out the email campaign. So she wants to filter the event by a search tag, by a keyword. So all of the event, so basically the solution that we came about was to first of all make sure that whenever she's creating an online meeting, she has to include the keyword consultation. There has to be a keyword called consultation. So what make.com actually does is to create the automation and search through all of the events. Whenever there is an event that has a subject including that contains consultation, the word consultation, it automatically filters the rest and let consultation pass through this particular. So here this is a filter that actually looks for a keyword that involves consultation. So whenever there is a new keyword that involves consultation, it passes through and through the automation. Actually, the basic function of the iterator and the tools is basically to the iterator is basically to separate to separate fields. There are times where the data that is gotten from the trigger, which is this, the data that is gotten from this trigger is is lumped up into the same field, into more like a bundle. So basically what the iterator does is to separate that particular bundle so that we can make use of those data efficiently. Now, the tool basically does almost the same thing, but not the same. The tool is focused on statements. It's basically focused on sentence. It's used to separate sentences based on based on a particular separator. So this is the Zoho campaign. So whenever this is true, whenever a new meeting is created and it is entered and contains a keyword of consultation, this trigger is true, then it passes through the iterator and the variable such that an email is automatically sent directly an email is automatically sent through the Zoho campaign. Now, how did we set this up? This is a subscribe a contact. This is basically adding the function of this particular email campaign is basically adding a a particular information, a particular lead contact into a list in the Zoho campaign. So this is basically adding a, a contact into a list in the Zoho campaign. That is it. So from once a new contact comes from the Microsoft calendar, which is, for example, one of the contacts is this. So once a new contact comes in from here, so it automatically So it automatically um, identifies the person's address and then transfers it into the Zoho campaign, into a list in the Zoho campaign. Now, once they get into a Zoho campaign, then it means that the campaign has not been sent yet. The automation has not been sent yet. So the first thing, it means that there has to be a workflow that has to be created inside of the Zoho campaign. So I created another workflow inside the Zoho campaign, which involved the same list in the Zoho campaign. This is the Zoho campaign. This is the mailing list where the contact is added into MS Teams meeting. So in that same mailing list, so I created a workflow such that whenever a new contact comes into the same mailing list, a new contact comes into the MS Teams meeting mailing list, then a campaign, which is a designed campaign, is automatically sent to them. So the trigger for this particular workflow automation is on list entry. Whenever a new contact actually comes into a particular list or a particular mailing list, then this workflow is triggered. I hope you are getting it. So then this workflow is triggered. So once this workflow is triggered, a message which is the design email campaign is sent to that particular contact. So I'm just going to open up this um email campaign. So once the campaign is sent to them, then they are removed from the list. So basically the essence of having the list in the first instance is to actually send them this campaign. And so once they've gotten the campaign, then we literally don't need them anymore in the campaign. So this is the campaign. This is going to be edited soon, but this is basically the design campaign for now. Yeah, basically, so the goal actually, what I have been able to build is to actually set up this automation in the space of 24 hours for my client so that they can have more like an hands-off system such that whenever a new meeting is created in their teams, it automatically sends a design email campaign to it automatically sends a design email campaign to the attendees of that particular meeting. So I hope so depending on the number of meetings that is created, this particular automation system can actually be scaled up as much as much as is needed, whether it is a medium business or a high-end business. So this is actually a good example of an of how automation can actually connect different tools, different applications, and designing workflow to support actual business processes. So this is just one of the examples that you can actually have um, when you are having a system, when you are trying to have an automated system. So if you are running an online meeting, if you are running online meetings, campaigns, or CRM driven work follow-ups, and you want them to be automated properly, you can reach out to me via the comment section, and we can have a look of how you can get yours done. Thank you.